Hello friends, welcome to ACE Tutorials. Today we are going to solve some problems on root locus method. Sketch the root locus for the system having first question g of s into h of s is equivalent to k by s. Second question g of s into h of s is equal to k into s plus 1 divided by s. Given open loop transfer function g of s into h of s is equivalent to k by s. For this we need to sketch the root locus. To sketch the root locus, first we need to identify the number of poles and zeros. As we know, in the open loop transfer function, the numerator s terms are considered as zeros and denominator s terms are considered as poles. And in this open loop transfer function, he has given only denominator term s, that is only poles is given, and he has not given any zero in the numerator. You can see that in this he has not given any s term, therefore no zero value is given in this open loop transfer function. So we can write number of poles are 1, that is s is equal to 0, and number of zeros are nil. He has not given any 0 in the numerator. So now we know that from this we can see poles are greater than 0, p greater than 0. Therefore the number of branches, we are going to consider the number of poles in this. Number of branches here we have denoted by capital N is equivalent to number of poles, that is number of poles are 1. So the number of branches are 1. Next, before proceeding further, we are going to plot the pole 0 plot, and in that we are going to identify the root locus path. Now on this the pole location is, you can see that s is equal to 0, that is at the origin, pole s is equal to 0. In this real axis we are going to identify the root locus path, and we know the procedure to identify the root locus path, that is we are going to count the number of poles and zeros, and for an odd count of poles and zeros we are going to consider the root locus path, and for an even count of poles and zeros we are going to consider the no root locus path. Now from in this, from right hand side you can see that from this point to this point I am not having any pole or 0 till here, that is the count is 0 and 0 is an even count. Therefore from this point to this point I am considering no root locus path. And now at this point we are getting one pole, that is at the origin, the count is 1 and 1 is an odd, and for an odd count we are going to consider the root locus. You can see from here onwards I am going to consider the root locus path till infinity. So till infinity I am not having any count, till infinity it is maintaining odd count, therefore till infinity we are going to consider it as a root locus path. In this way we are going to identify the root locus path, and next we are going to see the number of branches approaching to infinity, that is number of poles minus number of zeros is equivalent to number of poles are 1, 1 minus 0 is equivalent to, that is 1. One branch is approaching to infinity, one branch is approaching to infinity. Now in this way we are going to identify the number of branches approaching to infinity, and even we know that in this he has given only one pole and he has not given any 0 to end for this pole. Therefore we know that if there is no 0 to end, then the pole will approach to infinity. So in this way we are going to identify the number of poles approaching to infinity, that is number of poles minus number of zeros equivalent to the number of branches is approaching to infinity. Starting point, in this starting point is s is equal to 0, and then ending point in this we know there is no 0 to end, therefore it is infinity. Ending point is infinity, and we know that if any one branch also approaching to infinity, then we need to provide an angle for it. So therefore we are going to find the angle of asymptote next. Angle of asymptotes. To find the angle of asymptote, the formula is theta is equivalent to 2q plus 1 into 180 degree divided by number of poles minus number of zeros, and the q value, it starts from 0, and in this problem we are having only one branch which is approaching to infinity, therefore I am going to substitute only q is equal to 0. If you are having some more poles, then the q value varies, that is it can be q is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, that way depending upon the number of branches approaching to infinity. In this problem now only one branch is approaching to infinity, therefore I can write q is equivalent to 0. Now theta 1 angle, that is I am going to calculate now 2, and substituting q value, that is 0 here, plus 1 into 180 degree divided by number of poles 1 minus number of zeros nil, that is 0. This will be equivalent to theta 1 is equivalent to 2 into 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1 into 180 degree divided by 1. So theta 1 angle is 180 degree. Now this angle I need to draw on the real axis. For that I need to identify the location to draw an angle that we call centroid and denoted by sigma, and the formula to calculate centroid is sigma is equivalent to summation of real part of poles minus summation of real part of zeros whole divided by number of poles minus number of zeros. This is the formula to find the centroid. Remember, only we are going to take the summation of real part of poles minus summation of real part of zeros. In this problem we are having a real value, that is 0 only, and suppose if you have in the problem that is in a plus jb form, then we are going to consider only the real value a. We are not going to take the imaginary part. So in this way we are going to find the centroid. Sigma is equivalent to, we know that in this I am getting a 0 minus, and even for real part of 0 is 0 whole divided by number of pole is 1 minus number of 0 is 0. Anything 0 divided is 0. Now you can see that the centroid I got here 0, and at 0, that is at the origin, I am going to draw the 180 degree angle, and looking into that angle, this pole need to approach to infinity. Now we are going to sketch the root locus. Now in this you can see we got the centroid sigma is equal to 0 and theta 1 is equivalent to 180 degree. Now 0, that is at origin, we are going to consider the centroid. You can see here, this I am considering centroid is equivalent to 0. Now from this point I am going to draw an angle of 180 degree. By using protractor and using the graph sheet, you can construct this root locus. So now I have considered here 180 degree angle. So now this angle I am naming as a theta 1. Now we know that at the origin we are having the pole, and when the input is given, this pole will move in the root locus path. Now just we have shown the root locus path and no root locus path. This is no root locus path and this one is an root locus path, and we know that the pole moves only in the root locus path. So this pole will be moving till infinity by following an angle of 180 degree. So this is the locus, and to comment on stability, you can see that the entire locus is on the left hand side of the S-plane. So you can see here this pole is moving towards to infinity, that is in left hand side only. As we know that if the roots are on the left hand side of the S-plane, then the system is stable. And in the second question you can see open loop transfer function g of s into h of s is equal to k into s plus 1 divided by s. In this you can see now he has given the 0 term and one pole term. So now the number of poles in this question is, number of poles given are 1, that is s is equal to 0, and number of poles are 1, that is s is equal to 0. Number of zeros are 1, that is s plus 1 is equal to 0, that is s is equal to minus 1. In this you can see the number of poles is equivalent to number of zeros. Now first, before proceeding further, we are going to plot the pole 0 plot, and then we are going to identify the root locus path. On this real axis we are going to locate the pole value and 0 value. Pole value is s is equal to 0, that is at the origin, and 0 value here somewhere I will be considering with 0 minus 1. So now for pole we are representing by into, and for 0 we are representing by 0. So the location of 0 is minus 1 and the location of pole is at origin, that is at s is equal to 0. Now we know to determine the root locus path and no root locus path. From this point to this point even count, that is no root locus path, and here you can see that one pole, that is count is 1 odd. From this odd count to till next it is an root locus path. Now here the count becomes 2, and from here onwards till next infinity it is no root locus path. So now when we give the input k is equal to 0 to infinity, the pole start to move in this root locus path and end with this 0. Now in this problem you can see that here we are not going to find any angle of asymptote or centroid, because no pole is approaching to infinity. One pole and 1 0 we had in this system, and one pole have ended with that 1 0. You have to make a note that you are going to find the angle of asymptote or centroid only when there is a branch approaching to infinity. In this, one pole was there and it ended with 1 0. Now in this the starting point is 0 and ending point is minus 1. So this is what we have shown in the pole 0 plot. Starting point is at the origin, s is equal to 0, and ending point at a real axis, that is minus 1 in this problem. Now in this, to comment on stability, you can see that the entire locus is on the left half of the S-plane. It is not moving anywhere to the right hand side of the S-plane. Therefore we know that if the roots are on the left hand side of the S-plane, then the system is stable. You saw in the first problem we calculated angle of asymptotes, and to draw that angle of asymptote we calculated the centroid. In this problem we didn't proceed further to find the breakaway point. because we know that breakaway point means a point where more than one branch meets. In this I have only one branch. There is no question of meeting at a point two branches, only one branch. Therefore I am not going to get any breakaway point in this. And after breakaway point I need to find intersection with imaginary axis. In this that also not happening. You can see that when the input is applied, this pole was moving in this direction, that is at 180 degree angle it is moving towards to infinity. Nowhere it is crossing the imaginary axis. Therefore we no need to calculate a breakaway point and intersection with imaginary axis in this problem. And in this problem also you can see that we are not having any branch approaching to infinity. Therefore we are not going to calculate angle of asymptote. If there is no angle of asymptote, then there is no question of centroid. In this problem also you can see only I am having one pole, so therefore I am not going to get the breakaway point. To get the breakaway point I should have more than one pole so that it can meet at one point. The same sketch you need to plot by using a graph sheet, and you need to consider the scale. X-axis scale and y-axis unit should be same. It should not differ. Hope you understood this problem. For more such videos, like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.